Well, good morning. It's Friday, August the 1st. I'm Will Puckett. We're glad you're here for Catch Up Quick. It's our daily fastcast that airs at 10:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. Well, it's an August cool down. It's upon us. First Alert meteorologist Ben Cathy is joining us. Ben, can't be more excited for some cooler temps to hit us.
Yeah, cooler, but it is going to take a little bit of time. I don't want you guys to think it's all going to come at once, but by the weekend and then it's early next week, you might be able to shut off the AC for a little bit. Mine has been overexerting itself, I think. We've got some rainfall at the south end of the valley today, and especially in the mountains tomorrow. But yeah, we're not getting it any worse of a drought. Here's your next big thing, the August cool down. We've been shouting it from the rooftops, and people are saying, why are you shouting about the weather from the rooftops? But some weekend storms are here. It's going to be in the 80s through much of next week. Right now, it's still tropical on the dial, but we'll wrap it down to a sticky feel. Right now, outside, it's all quiet on radar. But we do have quite a bit of cloud cover, this convective debris from yesterday. Anyways, we'll break through a lot of that, but it's only 76 right now compared to nearly 80 the past few days at the same time. 2 to 5, we'll have a few showers, primarily in that south end of the valley. 86 is your high. Baby steps here, friends. Keeping the clouds around, keeping some showers around, and keeping the lower humidity around as well. Well, in the First Alert 8-day planner, we're going to walk folks through a few more showers and where they'll be at this weekend.
All right, Benny, appreciate it. Well, breaking news we've been following for you all morning. The Oliver Springs Police Department is investigating a car they say has 2 explosive devices inside. Chief of Police David telling us they have confirmed they were explosives. They called the Knoxville Police Department bomb squad in for help. They have been rendered safe. This is at a convenience store on East Tri-County Boulevard. This all started just after midnight. Oliver Springs police say officers saw a car in the parking lot, went to check on the driver. They say they found the driver unconscious and hanging out the door. They then say they found what at the time they believe were explosive, now have been positively identified as explosives. Officers arresting the driver. He's facing several charges this morning. The FBI and ATF are all assisting in the investigation. Also happening right now, a statewide manhunt is underway for the man identified as the suspect in a quadruple murder out of West Tennessee. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says you should consider him armed and dangerous. The TBI says Austin Drummond is wanted on first-degree murder charges in the deaths of James Wilson, Audriana Williamson, Courtney Rose, and Braden Williams. The 4 were found dead after a 7-month-old related to them was abandoned in a stranger's front yard.
There's always concern when there is a suspect or suspects out on that we have not caught yet. So anyone who knows of anything, please report it.
Now that the TBI has identified the suspect, there is a manhunt underway. Investigators say he could be driving a white Audi A3 with damage to the driver's side. Drummond does also have a criminal history in Tennessee. He was in prison in multiple locations over a 10-year span, including time served just last year. The search for a wanted suspect in a drive-by shooting in Lonsdale Tuesday night ending quickly last night. Knoxville police say 17-year-old Demetrius Johnson turned himself in. He is charged with 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder and more, all in connection with the shooting on Minnesota Avenue. Johnson is the 2nd suspect in the case. Another 17-year-old was arrested Wednesday, also charged with attempted first-degree murder. Some schools back in session across East Tennessee this morning, several districts going back today. Cott County schools will have their first day today, along with Clinton City, Hancock, and Monroe counties, but with an early dismissal. Kids in our biggest district, 3rd in the state in Knox County, they'll head back in just a couple of days, next Thursday. Teachers, however, reported to school yesterday, preparing their classrooms for the first day of school. The new school year brings some new changes, none bigger than the new ban on cell phones in the classroom, tablets and smartwatches included.
You're going to see a lot of issues with cell phones. That's a big change, I think, for this incoming school year. A lot of kids are going to be upset with it. We understand. Some parents are going to be upset because they want their kid to have a cell phone. So you'll see it diminish that. And the promise is the kids will perform better academically. Will they? We'll find out this year.
Teachers will be in charge of monitoring cell phone use as well as taking phones away from students. Sevierville police say they'll have officers on duty in and around school zones the next couple of weeks. Traffic laws and school zone speed limits will be enforced. They want you to be aware of young children walking in and near school zones. In Sevierville, drivers in both directions have to stop for a stopped school bus with red lights flashing. Well, Chapman Highway has a reputation for being dangerous, and now TDOT is working to make it less dangerous. The Chapman Highway project is taking a 1-mile stretch of road from 4 lanes to 5. There will be a central turning lane added to help with the backups and traffic flow between Highland View Drive and Hendron Chapel Road. Mark Nagy with TDOT encourages everyone to slow down in the construction zone for safety of the workers and other motorists.
Anybody who sees the orange cones and barrels, we ask that they slow down because the odds are that there are going to be workers in that area. A lot of the work that we do takes place at night, like this paving work that is currently going on.
TDOT says this work will help improve safety and traffic flow on the road. This is all part of the construction that is expected to be completed in the spring. Well, you definitely felt it this week, a real scorcher of an end to July. This morning, we're getting a new look at just how much stress this week's heat put on the electrical grid. TVA says it saw a new high peak demand for the summer this week, with the highest demand Wednesday. Tuesday's peak was the 3rd highest demand this summer, both days exceeding the peak last summer, which happened in August. This week's peaks are still well below the all-time summer highs set back in 2007 and the all-time highs set in January of this year and last year.
Your first alert forecast with meteorologist Ben Cathy.
And the hottest weather ever recorded in Knoxville, June 30th and July 1st, back-to-back days of 2012. This weekend, how about that? Back-to-back days of 81. I was just looking at the newest data, and it is a little warmer, like 84 for Saturday, Sunday, but we'll take it either way. Saturday does look to have a more cloud cover. Visibility is actually okay. Visibility is at the surface, but boy, do we have a lot of cloud cover in the low deck, and it's actually starting to oversweep Gatlinburg. There was sunshine there when I came on the air at 9 o'clock. Tazewell at 76, 78 Oak Ridge, definitely with the cloud cover, an improvement in temperatures, at least if you want some cooler stuff. Live radar, we're seeing rain above my big old noggin in the far eastern parts of Kentucky, Southwest Virginia. Yesterday, we had some pretty bumpy weather at 3:38 exactly, what was likely a microburst in Madisonville. Madisonville could also have a few showers this afternoon, and a few can't be ruled out in Knoxville. But overall, I think it's a slightly drier forecast compared to days past. West into north winds. So from the west, from the north, that's the sign of the passing front behind this secondary front of the twin fronts. Farragut 86, Spring City 86 for our friends there. La Follette 81, Jamestown 78. So it is definitely cooler, but not, October-like yet. Tonight, why is the number doing this? I have no idea, but it's 71 for the low. Sometimes it just does that. Working our way back towards a full moon. A little bit of fog out there on Saturday, especially where it has rained, like in the Tennessee Valley the past few days. Tomorrow, I want to help you pinpoint your outdoor plans and help you plan. We've got more sunshine north, about a 30% chance of rain around the I-40 corridor and about a 50+% chance in the mountains and south. So that's what it looks like through the day. Showers are retrograding out of North Carolina, then they'll bend back towards the Carolinas. So you could have a couple of different waves going north, then south. I'm not quite sold on this amount of rainfall for Sunday, but either way, it is going to drop our temperature. The heat impacts, which were at this purple color, went to red, and then orange, and then narrowed to yellow, really for today in the next few days. Not only here, but across the region. That's great news. Temperature trend. A lot of you love the heat of summer, but you want some variety. That's what I've been hearing from you guys. And so we do have that variety. For the first time in about 6 weeks, we're below average for today, and that will even continue this weekend. I'm looking forward to turning off the AC because poor guy hasn't had a break, and it deserves it. So 81 Saturday, Sunday, 66 for the low Monday, Tuesday. Windows open, weather, get that fresh air coming through the house. Pretty low chances of rain after tomorrow.
I wouldn't necessarily turn it off, Ben, but it is going to get a much-needed break.
Okay, Will.
Appreciate it. Well, how long does it take you to get your Christmas decorations up? Dollywood says, well, about 6 months. Dollywood actually started installing Christmas lights back in June. Now, a month in, you can begin to see signs of the some 6 million lights that are placed around the park. Crews say it's easier to stretch them in the summer heat, saying when you have so many, it takes that long to get it all done. The park takes pride in its Christmas event, named the best in the world.
Lend to the fact that our Christmas festival is now known as the best theme park Christmas event in the entire world. It gained legendary status from the Golden Ticket voters last year, which means it will forever be known that. And when you show up to the park during Christmas, you understand why that is.
Yeah, you just have to go to see it and see it in person to understand how amazing Christmas at Dollywood is. Here's a tip for you. The Christmas lights, they're actually under the fall decorations, which are about to go up. So when you visit the park and see the pumpkins and all the fall colors, just know that Christmas is hiding underneath it. We've been telling you, of course, about the inaugural Speedway Classic taking place at Bristol this weekend. We're set to make some baseball history. More than 85,000 tickets already sold for Saturday night's game between the Cincinnati Reds and the Atlanta Braves. We now know the two starting pitchers both have Tennessee ties. First off, Atlanta's Spencer Strider from Knoxville, Christian Academy alum, and then Cincy's Chase Burns pitched at UT for a while before he transferred over to Wake Forest. It should be a lot of fun on the famed high banks. Our Riley Robinson getting the assignment of a lifetime. She'll have your coverage from Bristol Motor Speedway Saturday. Well, folks in Knox County can visit the Sunsphere for free today. It's all part of the First Fridays in Knoxville. You can visit the Sunsphere's observation deck at no cost. You just have to show your Knox County driver's license. After Friday, there will be 2 more free local Sunsphere days this year.
We the People, celebrating 250 years of America. Sponsored by Garza Law Firm.
Well, this year marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. On September 2nd, 1945, formal surrender documents were signed aboard the USS Missouri, designating the day as the official Victory over Japan Day. Oak Ridge playing a major role in that feat. This morning, we're taking a look at the impact East Tennessee had on the war. Our Casey Wheelis is speaking with a historian who says our area's impact was great, both overseas and right here at home.
Just an enormous war fought on land, sea, and air around the world.
It was 1941 when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. The next year, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers bought around 60,000 acres of farmland in East Tennessee to build a secret city. What we know today as Oak Ridge. Chris Magra is a professor in history at UT.
It was allocated to this region for a number of reasons. They believe the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, would provide some sort of security, keeping Secret City secret.
Under a cloak of secrecy, scientists and military leaders would develop technology that ended the war.
Well, 75,000 people were brought into Oak Ridge to build an entire city, to build 3 facilities for processing enriched uranium for the Manhattan Project.
The city housed nearly 80,000 people. Almost none of them knew what they were working on.
It was an enormous project. To keep the entire thing secret was impossible, involving people and their families.
Meanwhile, more than 300,000 East Tennesseans were drafted or volunteered to serve overseas.
People I've interviewed from East Tennessee who didn't know anything about the war, found themselves drafted and over in England and being put on a plane to paratroop behind enemy lines.
Claude Martin lied about his age. He was only 15, but he wanted to do his part. 60 to 80 million people, including civilians, died in World War II. Magra says it's important to make sure we keep talking about this war as we look towards our future.
A lot of sacrifices were made, 60 to 80 million casualties, entire generations died off. It was a horrific war that included the deaths of 6 million Jewish peoples in the Holocaust. It's something that we should study and continue to study to try to prevent it from ever happening again. We should look for lessons in World War II. There are lessons in the past that if we don't study them and don't learn from them, we're doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again.
Now that's our Casey Wheelis reporting. She's still on maternity leave. She filed that story before she went and had her gorgeous two twins. Well, all throughout the year, we'll be showcasing the stories of how East Tennessee made a major impact in the history of our country, celebrating 250 years. Those stories will air every Thursday during our 5 p.m. newscast and air the following morning. Well, that's going to do it for us this morning. Thanks for joining us. As always, remember to stay up to date on WVLT.tv, inside your WVLT News app, and on all of our social media pages.